Good luck at YouTube fam. Thank you so much for stopping by once again. If you guys follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, you already knew Sumo, which was his initial name, or Admin Honda, or simply E.Honda was up next. But before we get into him, I would like to talk a little bit about his box art. So I personally like consistency. Right now here, if you look at the box art, you can see the Akuma versions are different for each box. You have his official Street Fighter V look, his nostalgia version, and the Shin Akuma version, which pertains to the figure that's inside of the box. However, for E.Honda, we have his official Street Fighter V look on the box art instead of his nostalgia version, which does kind of bother me a little bit. But anyways, back to Mr. Honda here. He joined the Street Fighter tournament to prove that sumo wrestlers ranked among the strongest warriors in the world, and he proved it by smacking his way in. Now let's take a closer look at the figure. Taking a look at his face paints, they did a good job with the face paint. The lines are good and clean, they aren't bleeding out of place. His face paint is different from his Street Fighter 2 version. I'm curious to know if it means something. I looked it up, I couldn't find anything though. What I do know is that it's a classical form of Japanese dance drama where they will paint their face and act out plays, which is called kabuki. And you can look at his eyebrows here, they kind of stick out. You can see from the shadow of the light. Lower cheek area here, you can see the muscle definition. Hey, wait a minute, I got something to tell you. It's really important. Please go subscribe if you haven't yet. If you like this content, make sure to hit the notification bell to be notified whenever a video uploads. Thank you very much. Okay, you can proceed now. Here on his chin, you can see the line, and you can also see kind of like a 5 o'clock shadow a little bit. His ear details is nicely done. His hair is pretty nicely done, and he has some dandruff. He has his hair barrette, as you can see. Here, I think they could have poked it a little bit so it shows like hair details, but I'm just nitpicking at that point. Taking a look at his body, you can see the muscle details throughout. This part is soft, so it doesn't hinder his movement too much. You can see his little belly button. Stomach area, they did really good executing the way it looks in game. They didn't just give him straight up abs like we previously seen with Soda. A cool detail in his muscle structure around his arm is that there aren't crazy veins popping out as we see with other Street Fighters, which is unique to E.Honda's muscle features. But here you can see a vein as well as here, but it isn't in your face. Here's some elbow details which you can feel, and his back muscles yelling for you to stare at it in its glory. Taking a look at his mawashi, it is soft plastic. It doesn't get too much in the way of movements, and the lines that you see, they're all sculpted. If you run your fingers, you can feel all of the lines. With his consent, we can see his red underwears, and we can notice that he does not skip leg day. His legs are very defined and nicely sculpted. Looking at his feet, we can see the details, his toes, the little lines. Now, it would have been cool if his feet was like the Kumas, where you could just slide in some sandals, customizing sandals for him or anything like that, but this is what we get. Here's the bottom of his feet. There's no line details the way that we've seen with some of the others. And here's a quick 360 look before articulations. This part of his body can get a little bit difficult. It does show some gapping, and occasionally his head pops off. His back and forth is a little bit limited. So here's his yelling face. You can see the details in the mouth, his teeth area right here. This looks really nicely done. You can see the roof of the mouth. See the cheeks, muscle, hair. This is his grinning face. Nicely done as well. The lines on the face, they're not smeared or looking out of place or anything. And around the teeth, they're nicely painted. This is one of the pieces of the effects that he comes with. This is another piece, and you guys gotta be careful because it is very pointy. And this is the final piece to the actual full effect. It is pointy as well, a nice translucent from the yellow to the orange. And this is what it looks like all together. Here you can see where you insert the stand at. This effect is more so for the poof and E.Honda punches on. Personally, I would have traded that last effect for some hands that signifies when he does the smack attack. So that's a wrap up for my review on E.Honda, which by the way, yesterday was his birthday. So happy birthday to you, Mr. Honda. Happy birthday. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this review. I enjoyed this figure. He does have some issues because of his body type. His torso area, you can't really move him. You can move him, but not properly. Like, you can't hunch him down to do the stance that he does in the game. Other than that, the figure aesthetically looking, it is gorgeous. It does resemble the Street Fighter V version. Now, of course, I am waiting for his Street Fighter 2 version, but in the meantime, this one is a great addition to your Street Fighter line. And as E.Honda mentioned, please consider subscribing if you like this review, and thank you for the visit. Enjoy these pictures. Y'all be blessed. Thank you.